Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be Bisu and a Rush in an amazing PvT here on Kickback. It's an incredible map, you know it. Bottom right, it's going to be a Teal Protoss. It is Bisu. And in the top left, it is Rush. Man, both these players did so well in SSL number 1. Can they do better in SSL number 2 that is coming up this month or next month? This game is from the 30th of December, which means it is very, very recent. And hello, 2005. I'm casting this on the 31st of December because I have a buffer just in case something happens. And I need a buffer. So, it's going to be a PvT here. It is Kickback. You know this map, right? It was featured in SSL 1. Got yourselves a nice little natural base here and also a third base, man. So just wall off here, get your 3 bases, but there's a catch. There's only 3,000 gas in these Vespene geysers and 1,200 minerals on these patches. 1,500 on the patches in your main base and 5,000 gas for the Vespene geyser inside your main base. That is basically the same in the expansions, right? 1,200, 3,000, 1,200, 3,000. Oh, it's another main base. Hey, 5,000 and 1,500. So you can do 3 base timing pushes, but you need to win or expand because they will run out a little bit faster than other 3 base timing pushes. All right. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way here, are we going to do a Nexus first here? Yes, we are. Nexus firsting is Bisu in a PvT against Rush, an elite Terran player. Okay. So how do we punish this? How do we punish this if we are Rush? First, we have to scout it and know that it's going on. So no cross-spawn scout at first. So, yep, pretty much your opportunity is past, Mr. Steve the SCV. Got this replay from RJB. He said, you need to cast this as soon as possible. I got it to me today. He got it to me today. So I'm casting it and posting it like 6 days later because of the buffer. Or maybe... maybe I can do a little bit of shenanigans here. I'll think about it. All right, so supply depot coming up, not getting supply blocked. Marine, get out of here, probe. Nobody likes you, especially inside a Terran base. Factory here. Also, Rush has still no idea what is going on inside the base of Bisu. He has no idea where Bisu is. He could be down here. He could be at the bottom left, but here we go. Clockwise scouting did prove fruitful, and ta-da. All right. What's the play going to be here, folks? Anything? Are we going to try to shut this thing down? He sees a gateway, and he sees the Nexus already done and says, okay, I know what this is now. Do we want to move out? Do we want to pull some boys? We want to bring some Marines? Do we want to bring maybe a couple of Vultures to play here? This factory's done. Vultures don't take that long to build. Can we wait a little bit so that we can get some Vultures as part of this push and try to shut this thing down? However, this is not a natural base that is normal, right? You can't just kind of walk over here and shut it down. You got to get into the main base. You got to get up this ramp, and then you take it down, which is tough. So I'm curious to see, I mean, how often we just get Nexus first on this map in PvT. It's really, really more of a hassle to get to it compared to other bases that have natural base that are a lot more open and just out in the front, right? So, I mean, Vulture's moving out. Marines are staying back home. SCVs are staying where they are. This is not an attempt from Bisu or from Rush to shut down what Bisu is doing. Yeah, definitely not. But Vulture's going to show up and say, just making sure you made some Dragoons here. Oh, definitely made some Dragoons here. So we're going to hoof it on back. SCV says you got this base. Neat. I don't know if there's any other information here that you would necessarily want to get about this base if you're Rush. Well, the SCV is being here, being annoying. Anyway, I guess the time that this gas is taken would be nice to know, but you're not going to survive long enough to see that, unfortunately. So, second base finishing up now. Zealot wanders in, gets murdered, does kill a single Marine just because Rush couldn't really be bothered to micro said Marine here. First upgrade is Spider Mine. Spider Mine's on the way with this one factory play from our guy. No tanks are here yet. We're just making Vultures. We're going to get Spider Mines down. We're going to force the Dragoons to hang out until they've got a robotics facility and an observatory, which, I don't know. At the same time, Bisu is one of those Protoss who can take down spider mines even without having detection, right? You go a little bit ahead, you trigger the spider mine, you attack it and pull back. It's tricky. It's tricky micro. Look at that. Spider mine upgrade finishing, and immediately spider mine's going down in positions that make it hard for Bisu to move out, right? These are the attack paths that he has to take to get across the map. And now he can't go unless he wants to play that game or unless he wants to wait for observers. So far, it appears he kind of wants to wait for observers. Singularity Charge, also an upgrade you want to wait for before you do that. And in fact, it is done now. Tanks in production. Third base coming in from the Terran. Third base coming in from the Protoss at about the same time. A little bit ahead for the Terran right now. So he makes up for it by getting a faster third than the Protoss's third base. I kind of like this response from Rush. Bit of a mind game going on here, right? Defending with spider mines. Hoping it wasn't a super crazy rush into detection. And it wasn't, right? Observatory coming in at 6 minutes is normal stuff. Not a problem. But yeah, happy 2025, everyone. My goals for 2025 are to stream 300 days. I am streaming 6 days a week here on this channel and at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin. So come say hello. Come watch. If you need a few more pro replays in your day, you're like, I watched the one Falcon Paladin cast of the day. I wish there was more. Well, hey, come check it out. I am casting pro replays 6 days a week, except on Sundays, I guess. So 5 days a week. And we're playing live games, free-for-alls, Steal a Flag, Hero 7v1. There's a no-rush 5-minute free-for-all map we've been experimenting with recently. We try to keep things fresh, right? Different games in rotation. All the time, different players getting cast, different matchups getting cast. It's just your little 4-hour bit of StarCraft you've got per day with different players and different matchups, and I'm trying to keep things kind of different and exciting, right? So we'll give it a shot. Come check it out. My other goal is to get 6,000 followers out on Twitch from the 2,000 I have now, and additionally, to pick up, about another 30,000 subs here on YouTube. No big deal. Should be easy. My goal for this year was to get 100,000 subs. Didn't make it. But who says 2025 can't be my year? That's what I say. Robotic Support Bay coming in from Bisu. Nice. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your New Year's resolutions are. Support Bay, excellent. Gonna get some Reaver shenanigans here off of 3 bases. Maybe setting up to get a new base down here too. Once again, not a lot of minerals here. Not a lot of gas, but it is an expansion. And Rush has the same problem that you do if you're Bisu, so don't even worry about it. Have we killed any tanks yet? Nope, haven't. I do like killing tanks in the first 10 minutes. Maybe Bisu will move out. Maybe he'll try to catch a move out of Rushes, catch it unsieged, then kill a bunch of tanks that way. That would always be nice. But Observer watching the front like a hawk to see exactly when. When will these siege tanks move out? Speed coming in on the vultures. Surprised we don't have that yet, but it's kind of up to the Terran's prerogative how they want to upgrade, what they want to upgrade. Citadel of Dune coming in at 8 minutes, right? I mean, after the robotic support bay, getting shuttle speed, right? Making Reavers, anti-air, yep, already up. Turrets, right? They provide detection against ETs. They provide anti-air against shuttles. Turret in really, really important building, both against Zerg and against the Protoss in the first 10 to 15 minutes of any game, really. As long as it's not some kind of a proxy attack where it's over in 5 minutes, right? We're talking about games that get into the 10, 15, 20-minute mark, which, a lot of them do. You're going to want those turrets. Comsats in production. Wonderful. Loving to see that. Because, again, scouting is good and DTs are a problem. Vultures, nope. They scouted the Reaver, though, so they know a Reaver's here. Dropship of his own coming in from Rush. He says, I see your shuttle production. I'm going to make myself a dropship. Bisu's expanded to the 6 o'clock. He is 1 base up on Rush now. Maybe expanding down here. Why not? Yeah, he comes to clear it out early in case there are spider mines or vultures waiting for this probe. I love this. This little escort that Bisu's doing to expand. You should do this too, Protoss players, Terran players, Zerg players, right? Escort your workers when they go to expand somewhere, just so nothing terrible happens to them on the way, right? Right, that's what I say about it. So, a lot of factories, because we're on 3 bases. I mean, not as long as we would be on other regular maps on 3 bases, but that's okay. I think everything's fine. Bisu is pulling ahead with his extra base bottom left. He is expanding a bunch. He hasn't killed any siege tanks yet. So to compensate, I think that's why he's expanding down here too. Maybe taking this base while we're at it. Taking this base while we're at it, right? As long as you can cover this, you've got 3 total bases to go with. This is a massive, massive get. Big get. So scans, sees this space. Scouts, sees this base. No, it's dropship with a tank in it. And 2 vultures. Wow, almost sniped that dropship. Didn't even know that it was there, I don't think. Siege tank, firing away. High ground shots are missing. Vultures getting some extra shots off there. I don't know if these dragoons are going to have a good time with this. Shoot again. Shoot again. Ah, excellent. So far, 3 kills on that tank, 3 dragoons. Really threatening this base. He knew this was here. No, he didn't until he scouted it with the dropship. That's funny. He was trying to drop on this base, but instead he accidentally discovered this base was here. Almost lost the dropship, and then is setting up, ruining Christmas for all the people down here in the bottom left. Cannon down. We're just, I guess, do we want to... Okay, we're pushing. Both players kind of pushing out towards the map here. Zealots do have the leg enhancement upgrade. They are zippity-zoppity. 1 siege tank can't really kill this base quickly, but this front door is wide open. Ooh, Rush. Is he setting up to threaten the 6 o'clock and the bottom left simultaneously? Sure seems like he is. Sure, this man is going to try it. All right, Zealots, do they want to charge in, catch a spider mine? They do. Psystorm coming up on these siege tanks. Yes, this is what Bisu wants. High Templar unloads, gets another storm off. Did it get picked up? I don't know. Let's find out. No, it didn't get picked up. Unfortunately dead. This base getting hammered away. Bisu tried to rebuff the Terran assault here. Could not quite pull it off. Rush is doing great stuff right now. Going to lose that dropship to cannons, unfortunately. The siege tank's got 6 kills, but the DT should be able to wipe it out. But everyone's concerned about this Nexus dying. Rush is doing well here against Bisu. Zealot bombing, ahoy! Taking out a couple of these siege tanks. Are there enough dragoons to follow up? The Reaver shots are big too. The tanks are kind of clumped up. Tanks are getting wiped out. Is there enough here for Bisu to do this? It kind of seems like no. But also, a bunch of tanks did die. Ooh, that Zealot is nice. And there you go. Did manage to pull it off. This DT, where did he go? He should have been killing this siege tank. Instead, he's staring at it, well, away from it, but it's in his peripheral vision. I don't know what that's all about at all. Terran needs another base. He went for the kill at the 6 o'clock. Couldn't quite pull it off. Nice Zealot bombing, storming from our guy, Bisu. What else do we expect from Bisu, Protoss fans? You clicked on this because you're like, Bisu's not going to disappoint me. Bisu's going to do the right things in this match. He's going to get the storm. He's going to do Zealot drops. He's not going to try to skip the important stuff. Right. He's not. And he hasn't. So, cruising down the left side here, we've got the siege tanks with +2 attack, +1 armor. The probes are evacing or transferring to this base. I don't know what they're doing. Either way, they're dying. 68 to 51 workers is still the advantage for Bisu. Pretty good. Massive attack down bottom left. Finally, the siege tank gets killed by that DT. Hilariously. Reinforcing tanks a little bit late to the party. Should be able to make it. Storming all of the things. And then Archon dancing on the battlefield. Dangerous place to be here. These probes getting sniped out. 64 to 51 workers is still a pretty good advantage. I'm not sure. He's trying to pick off reinforcements. Bisu's not trying to save this bottom left area at all. Again, it's a massive situation. Really big. DT gets wiped out. Science Vessel providing the detection for that. Archon's got 6 kills. I think probably both when he was 2 High Templar. Trying to get a left side base here. Nope. That gets shut down by a single Zealot because Rush didn't escort this SCV down here. Nexus killed bottom left. Bisu re-expanding over to the 3 o'clock base here and trying to push a little bit up here with Dragoons, clearing out spider mines, as one really, really likes to do. Alrighty then. So, Vulture knows this base is here, can't do much about it. Unlike a single Zealot, which would be able to kill this thing, Vultures are too fast to allow that to happen. Archon, hey, killed a single Vulture. These probes are all dead. There's nowhere to go, and ouch. Still 62 to 50 workers is not bad an advantage economically, and the Terran player is still on 3 bases. Rush is going to try to shut this 6 o'clock down again. Here comes the Protoss, though. North to south. Zealots leading the charge. Shuttle with speed cruising on in to unload the Reaver on top of the 2 bottom siege tank. D-Matrix on a tank does not save it, and Bisu in 2 times today in as many tries, has successfully saved a 6 o'clock base. He didn't save the bottom left, but he saved the 6 o'clock, made it look easy. He's up 170 to 140 supply, where he wants to be. 10 worker advantage. Terran player still no sign of a 4th base here at 15 minutes. Not even the tiniest bit of a sign. 2-1 upgrades on these siege tanks. Still working on, not really working on a +3, unfortunately. 2-1 upgrades for the Protoss. He is working on a +3 and a +2 on the armor. Kidder and Amulet on the way too. So still 5 bases here. 6 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Rolling nicely from Bisu. Rush still has 3 bases and he's mining out. 3-base Terran is not what it is here compared to what it is on maps like anything else. Polypoid, Fighting Spirit, right? What's one of the new ones? Radion, right? Dominator. Is not quite the same thing. I guess they released the maps for SSL2. Tastosis reacted to those on his channel. I saw that on YouTube the other day. Okay. Hi, Templar. Kind of wandering into Spider Mines and Vultures unnecessarily. Not sure what they're all about. We're just kind of abandoning the 6 o'clock right now. Are we trying to counterattack up through the middle here? I don't know. Hey, that's a 4th base. Hooray! Lifted this command center, I bet. Nope. Did not. New 4th base coming up bottom left. Bottom left. Left side, 9 o'clock position. And Bisu's coming in from an unexpected angle through the center here. Are we going to see somebody ever take the center base on this map? I haven't seen anybody try it yet, whether at SSL or other tournaments or games that I have cast. I think it would be cool, but like every center base, you have to be either feeling incredibly arrogant, incredibly ahead, or incredibly desperate to try and take it. I actually have a game, you might have already seen it, or it's coming up between Action and Light playing as Protoss. Insane stuff, where the center is taken by one of the players and held for a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know. You know. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it, but it was done. You should check that game out if you haven't already, or watch for it if it's not out yet. Look at that spider mine field. That's going to be annoying for Zealots to clear through. Yeah, the Zealots are all dead. They dragged a couple of them into these tanks here. Good Storm and good Zealot attack on the siege tanks, falling back. Every time he tries to threaten the 6 o'clock, Bisu's like, no, this is my baby. I need it to live. You don't get the 6 o'clock. I will get to mine it out. You don't get to take it from me. Rush is really trying his best here, folks. He's trying extremely hard to take it down. Expanding up the top right side here is Bisu. He's like, well, if I can't get the bottom left spawn, let's take the top right spawn. That'll provide the exact same benefits I was looking for in the bottom left with the higher gas and the higher mineral count in those mineral patches. 191 to 180 supply. 50 workers for Rush. He is not working on +3, which I'm very concerned about, because guess what? +3 is done for Bisu. Upgrade on the attack side is actually pretty important here. What are these siege tanks? I don't know. They're trying to threaten the 9 o'clock, and Bisu said no. Bisu is just absolutely shutting down every attempt of Rush to even come close to shutting down or killing his 6 o'clock or his 3 o'clock. I like it. I like the protectivism on display here from Bisu. It shows that he really cares. Rush moving north while Bisu moves south. They're just kind of mirroring each other's movements here. There's nothing really for Bisu to do down here except maybe try to reestablish. Is there a probe? Nope. There's a vulture hanging out down here. Except maybe to reestablish that bottom left area, I guess. Rush is solidifying a claim at the 12 o'clock position. And here we go. Bisu taking the expansion of that top right spawn for himself. Bisu making a move at the 9 o'clock. But that's a lot of Terran coming in. Bisu's committing, it looks like. D-Matrix on one of the tanks. Psy Storm on the incoming Terran units, forcing them to dodge back a little bit here. Siege up a little bit out of range to defend this base. But, you know, this +2 siege tank is getting some big-time hits off, and Bisu's got to fall back from there. So both players pretty well successfully defending their, you know, cardinal directional bases, right? North, south, east, and west. Bisu did lose his bottom left, but that is like a southwest kind of a thing, not cardinal direction. I think that's how that works. I don't know. More armor upgrades, more shield upgrades coming in from the Protoss. Terrans continually Not really worried about +3 attack, which I've not seen very much in PvTs in the casting that I have done for some reason. I keep clicking on these and expecting a 3, but I'm not seeing it in the production tab, so fool on me, I guess. Reaver drop at the 9 o'clock, though. SCVs, no. Chasing, siege tank down, getting... just catching the tail of that SCV train. This base is in all of the trouble. What do we send to deal with it? Some vultures, apparently. I don't know that vultures are what we want unless you, like, spider mine the area a little bit. This Reaver doing well, as is this one today. Trying to take this bottom left base. Probe says, but are you, though? Oh, tried to snipe that probe. Couldn't quite do it. Reaver at 5 kills. Reaver at 10 kills. Nice. 10 kills is pretty good. Oh, Reaver down. That Reaver's probably dead as well. Gonna get a hit off. Big siege up at the 3 o'clock in range of a cannon. Not anymore. Okay, totally died to a cannon. Embarrassing for a siege tank to do that. Yeah, but Bisu reestablishing bottom left. Trying to maybe drop more. What do we got? Zealots in here? Yeah, Zealots in here. High Templar in here too. Shut this down. Prevent Rush from getting over there. This is looking pretty tough for Rush, man. He's not allowed to have this 9 o'clock. His 12 o'clock is running. That's great, but everything else is dead. Everything else is dead base for him right now. He's got 1 base of mining income. The Protoss is going to lose this one, which is understandably a problem. And maybe everything in the top right, because Rush is here and Bisu's army is here, but the probe train to the bottom left is going to make up for these lost bases too. I think as Bisu is expanding to an expansion in the bottom left spawn. Finally taking this gas after the minerals are all gone at the 6 o'clock, which is very funny from Bisu. But 176 to 163 supply here. Is there enough? Yeah, Rush is going to kill this top right. He's probably going to kill this Nexus too if he remembers to check for it. Bisu making a beeline at the 12 o'clock position to shut that thing down. We are sending 2 shuttles in with Zealots and High Templar for storms on the retreating SCVs. Nope. That didn't actually happen. So the SCVs do make it out of there in a surprisingly coherent way. I'm really shocked that happened. Yeah, these probes are all dying. Everybody's losing SCVs and all sorts of workers left and right here. Yeah, I love it. We unloaded all those High Templar and then they didn't do a single thing to try to storm those SCVs, which would have been incredible. Trying to shut down this 12 o'clock by killing it. And he does send a vulture up to this base. Oh, did the probes kill a vulture? That vulture's not going to Valhalla. 12 o'clock base dies from Rush, but this whole thing getting absolutely murked as well. So what are we at? Rush has no income. No, he's bringing SCVs into a party that is not for him. He has not enough money. Oh, now the storms happen. There we go. 8 kill. High Templar there. Bottom left from Bisu is all that he needs. That's it. He just holds on to the bottom left, and if our guy Rush can't do anything about it, but check again. He knows. He brings down a siege tank, a Goliath, and a vulture to shut down all the mining at this bottom left-hand base. The probes are running, but siege tank fire is pretty far. Okay, not quite far enough, though. Dude, bringing more probes into this. No! No, Bisu, get these probes out of there. This is a danger zone. So, Rush has no income. He has reestablished the 9 o'clock base. This vulture continuing to try to fight. Man, if he had a +3 attack, it'd be nice. DTs are on the way from Bisu. One behind. Get those DTs working, huh? Dude, these Dragoons came down here to try to shut this thing down. Why are you letting this vulture kill all of your probes? I don't understand. No, Bisu's attention is elsewhere right now. He's trying to shut down the only mining base that Rush has at the 9 o'clock spot. He's done it once. He can do it again, he says. But you're letting all these probes get murdered down here in the bottom left. Wait, he said. The Dragoon's like, hold on a second. What's going on here? 14 kill vulture. That guy is going to Valhalla. This siege tank has 5 kills. He's going to die. He's also going to Valhalla. Siege tanks saving this base before they die. Nobody's dead yet. Falcon nailed it. Okay, still has income. 18 to 17 workers. This is getting an epic tag. What an insane PvT this is. It is low econ here at 24 minutes. Bisu's got a massive army. 78 to 41 overall supply. Most of that is army value. But siege tanks are the great equalizer, right? And how many tanks are remaining? Maybe 4. The answer to that might be 4. Nope, hang on. 5, 6. Still mining down here. Oh, this Nexus not being dead is kind of a huge deal. Actually, there's a space you can go to. Otherwise, more Zealot unloading. DT unloading. I think that might be it for Rush. GG! What a win from Bisu. Just constantly, I did the thing. If you press P at the end of a game after it's already ended, it restarts the whole damn thing. So, check. There we go. We're going to let this run, but GG, man. Bisu just out-expanded Rush better, killed his bases more effectively than Rush could kill his bases, but my goodness, it was a bloodbath on both sides for sure. One more shot from that tank would have killed that Nexus. It doesn't go down, but again, this base exists. For temporary purposes, it would have done just fine for these probes to mine from this instead of this if it didn't exist. And then, yeah, great use of shuttle drops all over the place. He comes back. He lifts up. He's like, base defense is over, guys. We need base offense now. Comes on over, unloads on top of the siege tanks. Not enough vulture to shut this thing down. Comsat energy is ample. It is 69. Nice. But the Zealots are right on top of the tanks. The vultures can't kill all of these Zealots. And it doesn't even matter if the DT is discovered or not. That is a GG. This is where Rush taps. Bam, and has left the game. So well done, Bisu. He lost 1, 2, 3. Did we ever lose this one? No. 4, 5 Nexuses today and wins anyway with a Nexus first opening. Is that it? Was the Nexus first opening the victory path to this whole thing? Maybe it was. Seems possible. Anyway, man, this Nexus almost dead. How many command centers did Rush lose? 1, 2... Basically 2, but, you know, he didn't really expand as much as Bisu did either, so nicely done. And, yeah, no +3 attack on this mech. I'm so utterly confused by this. Ah, well. That was good. I mean, that was a really, really, really good showing there from our guy Bisu. Not really surprised by it, except for the fact that, I mean, Bisu's old, man. He's a legend. He's been around for decades, and he's still putting up games like this against Rush, who played very well in SSL 1. But Bisu's just good enough to take him down here on, you know, in the recent days. So, good job by Bisu. Great use of Storm, Reavers, and Shuttles. That's what we like to see. 196,000 points, 176,000 points here. Rush outproduced Bisu, but the kill ratio was about the same, which is interesting. Structures raised 41 to 8 in favor of Rush, but this outspend is massive for only 25 minutes, right? That's a 12,000 resources difference. Nope, 15,000. Yeah, over 15,000 resources more spent by Bisu here, and that will get a lot of jobs done with that kind of an outspend. So GG, man. Bisu gets the win. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.